Welcome to COVID Cooking with the Wombat. Today we are going to make schnitzel, and I'm going to use chicken to make schnitzel, but you can use veal, you can use a pork chop, you can use chicken, you might be able to use some other stuff too. Now why are we making schnitzel here on COVID Cooking with the Wombat? We're making schnitzel because we're pissed and we get to beat the crap out of it. And we like to beat the crap out of things during the coronavirus because we're pissed. So maybe you're mad at Donald Trump or Nancy Pelosi, or maybe you're even mad at Dr. Fauci, although I don't think that's a good idea. But you're mad at something, and I think something that we're all mad at is probably this coronavirus. So I say pound your chicken flat while you think about the coronavirus. And these are just boneless, skinless breasts. I'm going to pound them nice and flat. I have a special pounding device just for this purpose. And as you can see, it's probably about 1/4 inch thick after a good beating. This one's a little thicker, but that's okay. I was a little bit overly aggressive because I'm super hacked off the coronavirus. Nice and thin. Some people call it a paillard. It's kind of the same thing. Paillard, schnitzel, pounded nice and flat. Probably find something else to use too if you wanted, like my last breast, because there are 4 of us. 4 chicken paillards, and now we're going to bread and fry.
Don't forget to wash your hands.
All right, so now we have our chicken paillard. We also have a bowl of all-purpose flour, probably too much. I got a couple of eggs, beaten eggs, and then into this next bowl, some breadcrumbs and a couple other things. Schnitzel you can make in a lot of different styles. I'm going to use just about a cup or more breadcrumbs. I'm going to throw in another, maybe about a half a cup or so of, this is Romano, and this is good. It gives it, this will brown pretty well too. But you don't have to do that. Salt, pepper, things like that. I got some salt and pepper here, but I'm going to put some on the chicken too directly. And I'm going to also put just a little garlic powder on this to taste. So you can, when you make schnitzel this way, you squeeze lemon on it. You keeps nicely in the refrigerator and reheats for a nice sandwich. Tomato sauce and a layer of mozzarella for like a nice chicken parmesan. There are a lot of different ways you can enjoy a chicken schnitzel. So I'm going to take the first schnitzel here. You can see it's nice and beat up. I'm going to put a little salt on it. I have my salt and pepper in a bowl separately so I don't contaminate it by sticking my fingers in it. We're going to dredge in flour, and then shake off the flour as much as we can, but we don't have to be too particular about it. Then we go into an egg wash, and then into the breadcrumbs. And this is fun stuff to cook because kids love it, and at least if you cook it yourself, you know what's going into it. And it's not chicken tender that came out of a freezer. This is how we prepare it. You can see thusly. Now I've got one piece of schnitzel that's breaded, some crumbs, a little piece of chicken fell off, but that's all right. I'm not going to worry about that too much. It's kind of good to have pieces of different size and different kind of breading and crumbing and all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to do this with all of our pieces, and you can do this in advance if you want, and you can do this several hours in advance if you'd like, and cook them when kids come in from riding their bikes around the neighborhood and social distancing. All right, welcome back to COVID Cooking. So now I have some olive oil in a hot pan. I heat it up at medium. I don't want to get too crazy about temperatures, but if you heat it until it starts to shimmer, that's probably a good temp. We're going to lay our schnitzels in the pan. And I got a little bit more than can probably be accommodated in, and I got an oven on warm that we can use to keep them warm once they're cooked. And they'll keep pretty nicely in the oven. So we have the heat on medium. We're going to let them cook until they're brown on one side, and then we're going to flip them and brown them on the other. Just want it to do what it's doing, kind of bubble merrily. Turn it over. Just takes a couple minutes. Pounded real thin. But remember, we're also going to let them sit in the oven a little bit. And they will cook a little bit more in the oven. Let's see how this looks. Turn it over a little bit. Oh, a little piece broke off. That's not a bad sign. Good cooking going on. All right, so this is nice, right? This is way better than some piece of fried chicken you're gonna go get at Chick-fil-A, or no offense to Chick-fil-A, or Kentucky Fried Chicken, or Zaxby's, or Popeyes, or some other hick place. So, and your kids will love it anyway. And so when it's good and brown like this, then we'll stick it on a plate and we'll put it in the oven, let it sit tight, keep warm. Look at those beauties. All right, we'll cut. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Schnitzel. And it's exquisite with a little squeeze of lemon. And it reminds me of my beloved Uncle Bob, who had a schnauzer named Schnitzel. And he had another schnauzer named Rommel. And it's very good. And your kids will love it. It's easy to make, even though it makes a humongous mess, but at least you'll know what went into it and what they're eating.
Another one.
COVID cooking with the Wombat. It's delicious. Reheat it, put some tomato sauce, a little mozzarella, chicken parmigiana. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe, and maybe we'll be millionaires someday.